I hope my skin looks okay on camera because I just like recovered from a sunburn. But anyway. Hi guys, Annette here and welcome to another episode of Glowing Up. So it is the new year and I thought I would make my first video of 2022 about starting afresh and anew. And so this video is all about how you can create a wardrobe that actually sparks joy.
So you don't spark joy to yourself?
Because you know that feeling of how you have a lot of clothes but you still have nothing to wear, so you Marie Kondo that whole thing, but all you're left with is just less clothes but still nothing to wear, and so you go shopping and then you buy more clothes and put it in there, but then somehow they just don't really match and you still have nothing to wear, and thus continues this sad, vicious cycle.
I know how you feel. But over the years, I've found a ton of trips. I found a ton of tips and tricks that have helped me make my wardrobe a lot more functional, and I'm going to be sharing some of them with you today. And my wardrobe isn't perfect right now, but it really is so much more maximized than it was before. And these are just some things that I have done over the years, and I hope that it'll be useful for you. So let's go. Hi guys, Cutaway Annette here. So I've kind of like recreated this mock-up wardrobe over here. This obviously isn't my entire wardrobe. I just took out a few pieces as a kind of sample size for illustration purposes today. So let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. So there's about 3 steps to get started, and the first one is a closet clean out. So what you want to do is pare down your existing wardrobe, and how you want to do that is just take out all your clothes off the hangers, throw them on the floor and sort them out, and just put them into these categories. So the first one are the obvious joy sparkers. So these are things where you know you love them and then you kind of just want to keep them. The stuff that makes you feel good, makes you feel happy. Next we have the stowaways. So these are sentimental items that you can't bear to throw away even though you don't wear them a lot or even at all. For instance, like my wedding dress, when am I ever going to wear it again? Don't think I'm going to be getting married a second time anytime soon. But it holds a lot of memories, so I'll be stowing that away. And this category is also for clothes that you wear, say, overseas for either a winter holiday or some kind of like resort holiday, because I have clothes that are very specific for those. Like, I'm not going to keep a winter jacket around in my everyday wardrobe because the Singapore weather, y'all. And personally for me, I have another subcategory which is prop outfits. So these are clothes that I would wear for, say, certain characters in some of the videos that I do. Like this black mom top that I wear for my Asian mom character called Susan. I won't wear that in real life, so I stow that aside as well. Okay, but not this Asian mom top though, because I actually do wear this on the regular just for fun. So I will keep this in my regular wardrobe. And the next pile is the obvious no-no. So these are things that you obviously do not want to keep. It's very clear to you. For example, it's stuff that's either tattered or torn. Honestly, I have no idea why I still kept this. Like, look at the number of holes. Okay. Like, the number of holes in this thing is ridiculous. Or it's just stuff that doesn't really flatter you. And finally, the next stash stash, the unsures. So these are things you maybe kind of want to keep but don't really want to keep. So personally, sometimes my maybe pile is huge, right? Because it's kind of money related. So it's either I spent too much money on this, I can't throw away, because then I will start to feel that I've made a wrong choice with my money and I wasted a ton of money. Or it could be that I actually know I spent very little on it and it's a pretty good quality item. Like I got a huge sale, and so I kind of keep it. Over time, I've discovered a method to allow myself to let go without any emotional attachment to the items, and it's called the capsicum method. So feel free to replace capsicum with any other food that you kind of dislike and wouldn't really eat unless you were forced to eat it. First of all, I sincerely detest capsicums. So for instance, I will look at a piece of clothing and I'll ask myself, will I take a bite of a capsicum for this shirt? And if the answer is no, then I'm putting it in the no pile. And most of the time I will realize that actually for most of these items, I wouldn't take a bite. Because the truth is that most of the things in your unsure pile are actually a no. You're just lying to yourself. You're just telling yourself it's not really a no, but sis, if it was a yes, it will be in your joy sparkle pile already. And now that you have cleared out whatever you are not interested in, we've come to step 2, and it is organizing your style. So you really want to organize everything that you've got left, because this is going to make your daily wardrobe choosing so much easier. So first of all, I would really recommend hanging everything back into subcategories. So for instance, like the shirts together, the pants together, the skirts together, the jackets together. And within each subcategory, you sort them out by color. So I just arrange them. So usually I do the blacks, greys and whites, and then I do a rainbow from there on. And there we go! Everything is color-coded, isn't it nice? So after you've arranged everything by color, it's time to do up a digital color palette. So this is so useful. It's something that I learned to do over the years, and recently I've been doing more and more actually for music videos and things like that, because I've been planning out kind of color schemes, mood boards, how I want the clothes to look with certain locations and backgrounds and stuff. So if you're wondering right now, how do I create a color palette? Well, you can very easily do it either on Keynote, where you just draw squares and then just fill them in with different colors, or you can download an app like Pocket Palette or something. Actually, I do use that, and it allows you to do up color palettes really easily. It's not sponsored, by the way, but I just really like that it's a really easy way to help me just do up my palettes. So how I sort the palettes out is that usually I'll do the gray scales, black, gray, white, and then my neutrals like denim on one palette. And then I'll sort out my light colors and then my dark colors. So these are the colors that I have in my wardrobe. I have a lot of colors in my wardrobe actually, oh my gosh. This really helps you figure out what are the colors that you're really drawn to, because you've probably gotten rid of the colors that are not really very flattering on you. And this is so useful because let's say your black, greys and whites and your denim, it can kind of match with almost any single color, but amongst the dark colors and the light colors, those will allow you to see at a glance what colors can color block with each other, and it just gives you so much more options for permutations and maximize your wardrobe. Step 3, making your shopping list and going shopping. So if you want to continue to build your wardrobe, you kind of got to prepare for shopping and not just mindlessly go there. One of the most important things I've learned, right, is to check if you have enough basic colors. And that's basically whites, blacks, greys, and denim. Yeah, so because these are things that you can match with everything, almost every single color. Yeah, so check the percentage of your basic colors, and in my opinion, I feel like they should be at least 50% of your wardrobe, or at least close to that, because these are things that are going to help you maximize your wardrobe, because you can permutate so many different items with it. And it's going to allow you to also more easily wear that very hard to match pattern bottom or pattern top. So I used to do this really stupid thing where when I was much younger, I would go out and I would buy items of colors that I do not have, which is so stupid. So I'll go out and then I'll look at a white top and then I'll not buy it because I think, oh, I already have a white top at home. But then I go home and I wear that white top so often, and I'll tell myself, oh, I think it's because I just really like white. But no, 90% the reason is actually because it just matched with everything, and that's why I was wearing it more often. Next, check and see if there are any pieces in your wardrobe that can't make full outfits. So for instance, you have a crop top, right? And you need a high waist bottom to wear with it, but all you have are low waist bottoms or something, and they just don't fit with this top, but you really like this top. Then write down in your shopping list to get a pair of high waist pants, because then you'll be able to match it together with this top and you can wear it more often. Or also, if you already have a full outfit, but somehow you have this pair of pants or something that just don't work well with any of the shoes that you have. Let's say you just have this outfit that would just look best with boots, and all you have at home are slippers, I guess. Then write down your shopping list to go out there and get boots, because then you're going to be able to come back and wear the outfit so much more easily. And another tip is that if you're going to go shop physically outside in retail stores, let's say you have that outfit that you think would look best with boots, you should wear that outfit and go out and shop with it, so that when you try on the boots, you're literally pairing the boots to fit that specific outfit, rather than kind of guessing what your boots are going to look like with the outfit. Next, refer to your color palette. So this is actually really useful when you're actually in the thick of shopping, because sometimes you can buy an item where the color just does not sit well into your existing wardrobe at all, and then you're going to bring it home and you can't wear it with anything. So I think that's the beauty of having the color palette, because you can buy something and you realize, oh, okay, so I do have this color existing in my wardrobe that I can already match with. You see, I'm putting on red here because it's very red here, and I'm now able to match this. And it helps you notice also not just colors that are already in your palette, but colors that are not. If it sits well, then okay, I'll probably buy it and see how it goes and see if it can match a lot of my other things. But if you do want to experiment and try something out with a new color, I would say don't get something too expensive. Just get something a bit more affordable, so that if you end up realizing you do not want this in your wardrobe, you won't feel bad losing all that money. And one last thing to think about is examine your lifestyle and the why behind the clothes that you purchase. So I know we're all kind of attracted to different types of aesthetics, but I think we really have to think of it sometimes in a more practical way about our lifestyle and how this aesthetic is going to fit into our lifestyle and sit comfortably into our lifestyle. Because sometimes there might be a huge disconnect between this fantasy aesthetic that you're pining for and the clothes that you're reaching out for your everyday life. So I'll give you an example. For instance, you're very into street dancer, sporty aesthetics, but then most of the time you are actually not a dancer and you are just working in an office 9 to 5, but you kind of just are into this aesthetic for some reason. Well, you're just gonna not end up wearing it a lot and you won't feel like yourself because this isn't you. And what you probably need a large amount of in your wardrobe are actually office wear. And you can actually go creative and experiment with that and find fun ways of wearing office clothes, because this is what you're going to be doing, reaching out for every single day. You're not going to be wearing sports streetwear to office. Okay, let's just face it. Let's just get back to reality, okay? Or to you, whoever you are who needed to hear that. So I encourage everyone to really just think about what are some common day-to-day activities that you do, that you get dressed for. Because I feel like one of the biggest reasons actually why we often have nothing to wear in our wardrobe is that because we're not shopping for function, we're not thinking about how these clothes can suit our lifestyle. We're just shopping because this outfit on the rack looks really cool and we kind of like project this fantasy idea of how we're gonna look really cool wearing it, and then we just buy it, but then it just doesn't suit our lifestyle at all. And I think this is super important also, especially if you're somebody who hasn't found your style yet, because one very common piece of advice for people who have not really found your style is to just follow different kind of style accounts and just look at what you like, which is perfectly fine. But again, you just have to learn how to integrate that into your real life and find a relationship between what you really like, which is sort of like your personality and stuff, with what you do on your everyday, which is more of like the practical, functional side. Because both of those come together and make you you. So if I were to examine my own lifestyle, there are quite a few common activities that I usually get dressed up for. And they are, number one, working on my computer at a cafe, going for a walk or doing a fun activity with friends, going out for a nice dinner, showing up in videos like this, and showing up on stage. So obviously I have a lot of items that kind of cross over with each other as well, but I guess the idea is that I would build around these items that I'll reach out more often for. So when I'm shopping, I don't just look at the clothing item itself. I look at these clothing items in the setting of all these activities that I do. So I look at a clothing item and I imagine the backdrop of hanging out with friends, going out for a nice dinner, hosting a show, filming a video, or something like that, and I kind of just swipe all these different possible backdrops, these actual real life backdrops of my life. I wouldn't consider, drinking tea with the queen in a palace, and if it's a piece of clothing that will only look good in that occasion but not in all these other occasions, then I'm a pause and probably not get it. So yeah, I hope that's a useful guide and kind of like a backdrop to give some groundedness and some intentionality to your shopping process. And that's it, and that's all I have for today. I hope you found some of the things I shared useful, and if you like what you saw, do subscribe, leave a comment, hit like, and hit the notification bell to be the first to catch my videos. So that's the end of today's episode of Glowing Up, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye!